Patricia, and this is Justin, and we are starting this YouTube page for LPH Farm. We are a small family farm in Coburn, Virginia. When did we buy this property?
We bought it November 2022.
So we're fairly new at it. This is 2026 right now, and we are really just wanting to try to document our successes and failures so that we can be able to hopefully encourage other families to start their own small farm. And we'll do things probably in these videos that don't make a lot of sense. We'll probably do stuff that doesn't work, but then we'll also do things that do work. So we're hoping to just make some friends along the way. We can learn some things from each other and hopefully encourage each other. That's really our main goal, is because there aren't many small farms left, especially in this area, which is sad because we have some beautiful land and we have the opportunity to really do some great farming around here. But it seems like people are getting less and less interested in it. I think that it's cool though, because we're both millennials, and I'm 36, he's 36, and I feel like people are trying to make like a little bit of a shift back to that. So it's fun to see people that are our age trying to get into this, as before it was really just like an old person's journey. So we're hoping to just try to encourage people along the way. Tell us a little bit about what we have here at the farm so far.
So far we've got chickens, guineas. You probably hear them in the background at some point. We've got just started getting into the sheep business, so that's going to be a lot of probably what you see next little bits of our projects and learning them and trying to expand it and get it going. And then of course we do some vegetable production in a greenhouse and learning about it and how to get it going, and that's kind of our big stuff for right now. So
we have 3 dogs. They're not very smart, but they keep things from eating our chickens, so that's always nice. How many guineas are we supposed to have?
18? We've got about 18.
But some of them are hiding right now. Hopefully they're off trying to hatch some babies for us and they're not dead somewhere. We have cats here. We have some barn cats. Is there anything else that we have? Sheep. Yep, we already said the sheep.
Yep.
We've got 3 kids, if you can hear them talking in the background. Lily, Parker, and Holden. That's where we got the LPH farm from. And also here on the farm, our best friends Shane and Angela, they help us tremendously around here. We could not do this without them. Shane is down here every other day. Angela is the one who really does like our marketing for selling our eggs and all of that stuff. There's absolutely no way we could run this without them.
No, she knows more about chickens than all the rest of us put together.
Yeah. And we don't live here at the farm. This property is not adjacent to our home. We live probably about 15 minutes away from here. And we bought this property with hopes of living down here one day, but unfortunately the land floods and we can't put a home down here. There is some property that's adjacent to this that we would like to possibly buy an acre or so that's not in a flood zone later on, so that we could live down here. It would make life a lot easier being able to just walk down here. But right now that's just not anything that we can do. We have a big barn. That's where we're sitting right now, but part of the barn is caving in on the ends of it over here. So that's a big project that we would like to do. We would like to get this barn fixed eventually.
Yeah. The farm was in pretty rough shape when we took over, because it was basically sitting neglected for a long time, and the past caretakers were got kind of behind on some stuff. So a huge part of our journey has been just the restoration of the farm, and that's still an ongoing process, and getting it cleaned up and the fencing put back and just everything brought back around. The fields were in awful shape when we got down here, overgrown with weeds and anything else, and that's been a huge part of our journeys, working with the Extension Office and USDA and all the other organizations, Soil and Water District, and learning to bring these fields back to life, get the property cleaned up. It's a huge part of our goals to see the barn brought back to life. So
this is Holden, by the way. That's Parker. Lily is running around here somewhere. She has a friend that spent the night with her last night, so she's not here. She's out riding the 4-wheeler or something. But we try to do as much as we can, including the family, in as much as we can here, as much as they will do, as much as I will do. He's more of the physical labor person. But We do try to work as a team. Justin, unfortunately, is the head of the team, and he has to do a lot more than we do.
We work together. It's okay.
Um, we have a couple tractors. Tell us about the tractors that we have.
Yeah, it's been part of our journey. Kind of got into farming in general back in 2019, and we've, luckily we didn't have any land at the time, but we decided to get a few backyard chickens and start a little home garden. So we picked up a tractor or two that led to my tractor addiction problem that comes off and on. You'll probably hear about, but uh, luckily it worked out great because whenever we had the farm, we was able to have some tractors, and we traded around a little bit to get some better fits for the farm once we got down here. But as of right now, we've got a small John Deere 1023E, and it's probably the most used tractor on the farm, honestly, just because it's so versatile and small. And then we've got a bigger 5103 John Deere that we use for our, bigger projects here at the farm. And then we've got a Farm All 140 that's our predominant vegetable tractor, just cultivating tractor. And we'll show those and hopefully some how-tos on how to use it, and hopefully we get some feedback from tips from other channels that or people wanting to comment and tell us, hey, try this one there or whatever. We're always open to suggestions. So,
like I said, we were not raised on farms. We had like backyard chickens whenever I was growing up. We had a couple goats, stuff like that. But neither one of us have ever lived on a farm, and we don't really know what we're doing, and we're just kind of winging it. But we're hoping that we could be some sort of inspiration for people that want to take this journey, because honestly, it is so needed. We really need more farmers.
Yeah, we got, like I said, back in 2019, I had a chance to work on our boss's farm one summer, and that's where I got bit by it because the farm bug just really got me because we were slow at work and he needed some help at his farm. So we went down there and helped him, and I just fell in love with it. And then it kind of progressed from there, from backyard chickens to buying this property. And then along the way, you've got into all the fun homesteader type stuff of making bread and canning and making salsas and all that kind of stuff, which can also be a fun part of the channel. She's excellent at all of those, and thank goodness, because I'm not. So.
That would be something fun to do, is like canning and stuff, because I am very big on, I'm not a rebel canner. We see all of those sites on Facebook for rebel canning. I only do canning that is, proven to be safe. I don't want to die from botulism. I don't want my family to die from botulism. So I will show you all safe canning recipes if that's something that you guys would like to do. So usually it's around August whenever my big canning season starts, and it seems like every night I'm in the kitchen for hours and hours trying to can everything. But it's fun though, because we have, good fresh tasting salsa all year round. We don't have to have it just whenever our vegetables come in. But it's really been fun to see how much work goes into farming. Not that actually doing the work is fun, but it makes you appreciate more what you're eating and what you're putting into your body. And I absolutely understand now that we've started this why food prices are so high right now whenever it comes to vegetables, because it is expensive to try to raise your own, and it is hard work. Even things that you might be able to get cheap, like seeds for beans or corn or something like that, you look at the price of the seed and you're like, oh, that's not that bad. But then you have to look at the quality of your soil. If you have it tested, do you need any extra nutrients or minerals that you have to add to your soil? Are you somebody that uses fertilizer? If you do, are you using organic fertilizer, or are you using commercial fertilizer? And then there's a big price difference between those, and you have to decide what you want for your farm and your family. And it is a lot of work, a lot of physical labor, and it's very expensive. But I don't want that to deter people. So I feel like a lot of people get scared away whenever they think about the cost of stuff. But whenever you see the reward of it, we're hoping that maybe this video will be able to encourage people to give it a shot, because even though it is expensive and it is hard work, it is very, very rewarding to have this property.
Yeah, and like I said, we'll get into all that too, because we're by no means an organic farm or a commercial farm. We're trying to figure out what works, for our scenario, and try to make wise decisions of, when to use certain approaches for certain projects and when not to. And we'll try to cover all that as we learn to, and all of our different projects we have, which are numerous this summer, so it should be fun.
Yeah. And I feel like a good way to explain the way that we approach things is we're just a common sense farm.
Yep.
If an animal is sick, we're going to treat it.
Yep.
If we're having a big pest problem, we're going to get rid of that big pest problem. But are we going to spray pesticides all over everything just for kicks and giggles? No, we're not. We try to do everything without as many interventions as we can. Like, we have a bunch of guineas, so hopefully the guineas can help eat the bugs off of the stuff that we're planting in the garden. But
yeah, most properties around here eat up with ticks, and we've not had a problem with it, and I've contributed to them. So,
but at the same time, like, if we have a sheep that is sick, we're not going to not give it antibiotics and let it sit there and suffer. I mean, that's cruel, is what it is to me. Just for you to be able to keep an organic status, that's silly to me.
Yep. But, so we'll cover all that and how we make our decisions, and like I said, hopefully somebody will learn from us, and we can definitely learn from other people too. So,
is there anything else you want to talk about?
I think that's a good introduction.
All right. We'll see you all soon.